What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Domuto. We're back with another video. Today we're watching Salad Saiyan, and we're watching what if Salad Saiyan was in DB and was in Dragon Ball, of course. And this is what part, if I'm not mistaken, part 6, 7, something like that. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it.
Power increases dramatically. His perfect form is definitely going to be something incredible. So for this, I went with something a little bit more unique. A lot of you were probably expecting this guy to be in the scenario, but I think it's better if I alter it a bit. Salad's perfect form is revealed, and here's what it looks like.
Okay.
It's weird. For some reason, this looks oddly familiar to everyone, but they don't know where they've seen this guy before. Jokes aside, he's finally attained perfection, and has grown a lot stronger as well. I think I also accidentally made him a bit overpowered too. Not only is he perfect, but he has infinite energy as well, due to try and take that from Cyborg Tao. Salad has no idea what to think, and this is definitely going to take some getting used to. Imagine this: infinite energy, Namekian fusion, the power of all its DNA together, and all the data he's gathered so far, especially the stuff he got with his drones. He doesn't know if this is what Jiro envisioned. If anything, this might be completely different, but it's a good kind of different. Obviously his life has gone way different than what Jiro wanted as well, but he's done it. He's achieved perfection. Although, how strong is he really? Well, he'll just have to find that out later on. So, what's happening next? Well, just to make sure everything's okay, they go and check out Jiro's lab, and surely enough, they do find other plans from him. Salad saves all this data and these blueprints for later, and they make sure that whatever Jiro has planned won't ever come to fruition. It seems that they're finally free of the Red Ribbon Army. Well, obviously besides Salad, of course. But with how strong Salad is, of course Goku's curious too. He wants to fight him. He wants to see where he can improve. Maybe Salad could help
What's
him
your
train
power
him.
level?
Salad is part Saiyan after all. Maybe he could use his scientific research to try and make Saiyan stronger. You know, maybe look and see what caused them to go Super Saiyan. Study it and see if there's a way to make it more efficient and let them grow faster. He never actually considered that. It's a great idea too. And now we enter the 7-year time skip. Over this time, the Saiyans are training to ascend Super Saiyan, with the help of Salad and Piccolo training with them. And Salad actually does try to do scientific research into Saiyans, trying to figure out what causes Super Saiyan to even happen. He not only is able to discover S cells, but also is able to figure out a way to make Super Saiyan more efficient. Well, in theory, he looks at how the cells work, and he gets this down to a science. Combine that with the great martial arts mind of Goku, and there's a pretty good formula for success here. By now, the 3 Saiyans all have Super Saiyan, and pretty quickly they're actually able to master the form. They're growing at an incredibly rapid pace. Even Salad's amazed. He actually doesn't spend too much of his time fighting or training. Instead, he's basically coaching everyone. He wants everyone else to become stronger as well, especially after what happened last time. In case he's not able to fight alongside them, he and Goku want to be sure that everyone else will be able to handle themselves.
Okay.
The Saiyans all continue working with Super Saiyan, and even find a way to ascend it eventually. Goku simply dubs this form Super Saiyan 2. And even though the power of this form is amazing and it takes some time for Vegeta and Gohan to get it too, Goku's already wondering if there's anything else. Maybe there's no limit to what Saiyan could do. Maybe they can go even beyond this. Salad is just as curious, and he says he could help, but Goku says he has the right idea now of where to go. Using all that he learned from Salad, plus his own experience, he feels that he could find this himself. He'd feel more accomplished that way too. But then Salad has a great idea. Maybe they shouldn't just focus on Super Saiyan forms. Saiyans have other forms too. Although there's an issue with this. The one he's thinking of is Grade 8. Maybe they could use that to improve their power somehow. Although, without a tail, this is going to be kind of hard. He continues his research, and eventually has a great idea. Maybe he could recreate whatever transforms them into a Grade 8. Kind of like an artificial moon, but different. He actually does test out this idea, but in terms of results, there's not really too much interest in. It ends up working. He creates a Blitzwave machine with Bulma. He tries it out on Goku, and he does turn into a Grade 8, but there's not too much impressive about that. It takes so much effort to do this, and it's so much weaker than any of his Super Saiyan forms. Vegeta says it might be kind of useless to train with this, but Goku's actually having a different idea. It might actually work somehow. He has an idea in mind, but it's going to take a lot of time and he's not too sure if it's going to work. They continue training over this time period, and Goku eventually does discover something by himself. Although, it is incredibly dangerous. It involves using a Grade 8 and going Super Saiyan. Vegeta and Gohan are amazed to hear this, but Goku also says that it is dangerous. He hasn't attempted it yet, and he knows that when he does, it's probably going to be very hard to control.
Vegeta should do this because you know how to control this Grade
Imagine
8.
combining Super Saiyan with that. Vegeta says he's just going to keep working with Super Saiyan 2. He feels that he could find something beyond that without all this nonsense. Gohan is a bit curious too, but he's also going to stick with Super Saiyan 2 just because he doesn't have the time to do this. So let's fast forward a bit more. A world tournament is coming up, and everyone's getting involved. It'll be a good way to show how everyone's grown so far. But before the tournament begins, Salad and Piccolo notice something. There's some odd people nearby in a crowd. Of course, it's Dragon Ball. There's a lot of weird people in the crowd. I mean, there's like walking, talking dogs. But this is a different
Kais.
They clearly don't blend in at all, and in terms of their energy,
Supreme Kai.
it feels ominous. Not in terms of it feeling evil, but just weird. Nothing like they've ever felt before. Almost godly in a sense. And they could tell they're being watched by these two. Salad says he's gonna go check it out, and Piccolo says not to, because just then, Shin begins communicating with them. Telepathically, he's talking to them. Piccolo kind of freaks out from this, surprised to even hear people talking in his head. Well, it's not the first time he has Namekian fuse within him, but still. And Salad's actually intrigued. So these guys are Kais beyond even what King Kai is at? What are they doing here then? Salad ends up leaving the group for a bit, saying he'll be right back before the tournament begins. Piccolo follows too. The two of them meet Shin and Kibito face to face. And Salad asks them to not hide anymore. They're here for a reason and it's making him concerned. He wants to know what's going on. Kibito says they should just wait to explain. But Shin has an idea. Maybe this will be just enough. Maybe this will be what they need. They can make this go a lot smoother this way. They want to find Babidi and stop him before anything bad happens. They tell them about Majin Buu and all. Majin Buu? The more they hear about this guy, the more concerned they get. Right now they're just having a problem finding Babidi. If they could find him, Salad and Piccolo might be enough to stop him and Deborah. And this gives Salad an idea. They said he arrived on a spaceship, right? Even if they can't track his key right now, they could probably track the spaceship. Salad summons some of his drones, sending them all out in different directions. He tells Shin to give him a second, and then the drones communicate with him. This is the great thing about technology. Sensing Babidi and Deborah was pretty hard, but locating the tech was pretty easy with Salad's own tech. He's found the ship, and he sees energy signatures on there. This definitely has to be him. Whatever this is, it's too advanced to be human technology. And this might be even better. They can launch a sneak attack. Shin warns them again at Deborah, but Salad's not too concerned. This will be the first time he gets a real fight in his perfect form. At least, he hopes so. From the data his drones gathered, Deborah might not be as big of a threat as they're making it. He and Piccolo head over there, trying to keep as low of a profile as possible. Shin and Kibito follow along too, and just as quickly as they get there, they open fire. Babidi and Deborah aren't even aware of what's happening. The two of them are conversing, trying to figure out what Spopovich and Yamu are gonna do. And amidst their talk, Babidi just explodes, like out of nowhere. It actually completely catches Deborah off guard too, and immediately after, he's hit by a blast as well. Both Piccolo and Salad are above, launching extremely quick and powerful blasts. Since Babidi is the mastermind and the weaker one, it seemed like it would be easier to take him out this way. And these did catch Deborah off guard and injure him a bit, but he's still alive. Not only is he confused, but he's pissed off. He launches up towards the two of them. And this is a scenario about me and Dragon Ball, so you already know where this is going. There's no Buu saga. Deborah gets into a fight with these two and it's definitely not going to go his way. This was a much smarter choice than what Shin and Kibito were playing. And just for good measure, Babidi's ship as well as the rest of his henchmen are destroyed too. Shin and Kibito are actually amazed at how well that worked out. Is it really over that easily? They thank Salad and Piccolo, taking Buu's egg somewhere safe. They will definitely be in contact in the future. These mortals are pretty amazing. The two of them depart back to the sacred world of Kais as Piccolo and Salad go back to the world tournament, making it back just in time before it even starts. Spopovich and Yamu are still there too, but with Babidi now gone, they're no longer under his control. They're just confused as to why they're there and what they're doing, and they end up dropping out of the tournament. The tournament continues on like normal, and I could spend time covering all the matches, but that would take pretty long since I want to get to other things in this video. But we are going to get to the finale of this tournament. The final battle ends up being between Goku and Salad. Goku has definitely grown a lot, but Salad also has as well. Even though he hasn't been training much, he has so much data on everyone that he uses to his advantage. That's how he got this far, besides his own raw power. Had he been training more, he definitely would have grown at a more insane rate. But the thing that makes this really tricky for Goku is that Salad knows everything about his fighting style. This goes for everyone else too. I mean, remember how Salad was made in the first place? He has the data of all these people. He's watched them grow and improve as well as having some of their DNA too. The fight starts with Goku in base, and not much happens here. He immediately goes into Super Saiyan, and then even Super Saiyan 2. But even with that, he's not making a dent in Salad. Granted, his attacks are able to do some damage, but Salad knows everything about his fighting style. Although this isn't a one-way street, Goku also knows a lot about Salad's fighting style as well. Sure, he has data on everyone, but Goku has the knowledge of how other people fight as well. Most of Salad's fighting style comes from him and Piccolo, so Goku just needs to adjust and adapt to that. The two of them start trading blows, and it seems pretty equal at the moment. The crowd's amazed, even though they can barely keep up with what's happening, and the two of them finish off this exchange of blows with a beam clash. They both realize that this fight's going nowhere, so Salad actually wants to test something. He asks Goku if he wants to try the thing from before, and Goku says it's too risky, but Salad says it's okay. If things go wrong, he'll be sure to stop Goku before it goes too bad. He just wants to have as much fun as possible, and so does Goku. Along with it. Iffy on it, but he ends up going along with it.
Come on, Goku.
In his hand, Salad creates an artificial moon. Even though Goku doesn't have a tail, remember, the two of them have been working on this together all the while, and they figured out a way to make this work even without a tail. This is basically the same as his Blutz Wave machine, but turned into a technique. Although it does require a ton of energy, so only he could use it right now. Which kinda doesn't really work in his favor since it doesn't help him, but it helps Goku. He lifts his hand up and launches the giant artificial moon. yelling at all the Saiyans to look away as well, even Goten and Trunks. He doesn't want to risk anything with them. To the amazement of everyone in the crowd, Goku then transforms into a Great Ape. He does have pretty good control over this by now, and just to be safe, Salad destroys the artificial moon. But they really need to be careful. The next thing that he wants Goku to do might be a bit dangerous. And at the first sight of any danger, he's going to power up to his maximum power and stop Goku. Of course, a lot of the people in the crowd are reminded of this. Another tournament with a giant monkey showing up? Last time that happened, they lost a moon. And everyone's pretty concerned, but also intrigued. This is awesome. It's scary, but cool. Goku then powers up, turning into a Super Saiyan while he's a Great Ape. And he doesn't do anything. He doesn't attack Salad, and he doesn't even move at all. He's just trying to keep himself under control. Salad tells Goku to focus on him, control that power, fight as this golden Great Ape. They've tried this form before, and both times that they have, it ended with Goku going on a rampage, so Salad's ready to stop him when he needs to. But something different happens this time. Goku's completely still for a bit, and then he begins shrinking. Wait, what? Salad's confused. He's never seen this before.
Super Saiyan
he just
4.
assumes that Goku figured out how to use this form with control. And maybe he's just turning back into his base form. But something completely different's happening. There's an awakening within Goku. Something that he knew he could achieve eventually. This is why he's been training towards this. He keeps shrinking and shrinking, and he's not going into his base form. Standing in the middle of the ring is Goku, but now he's covered in red fur and still has his tail. His hair is longer as well. He looks completely unrecognizable. Everyone's taken aback by it. Vegeta and Gohan look on it with amazement. Is this what they've been training towards? No, it can't be. This has to be the first time Goku's used that. They would have known by now. Damn, they kinda wish that they started training with this too. Salad looks at Goku, and Goku's just as amazed. He has complete control. He's stronger. This is so much stronger than Super Saiyan 2, or even that one other Super Saiyan form that they access in their training. Although this doesn't have that ki drain. Goku has unlocked Super Saiyan 4, and he's completely conscious and aware right now. Now it's time for a fight to commence. Salad goes into Kaioken. He's just at a low level right now. He wants to test where Goku's power is. He tells Goku to come at him with everything he's got, and Goku obliges. He launches up towards Salad, hitting him directly with the punch. And this actually does damage Salad quite a bit. This power is incredible. This is way more than what he could have ever expected. Goku continues hitting him with a flurry of punches, and Salad can't even fight back. Even when he tries to read Goku's movements, he's fighting too fast, and he's too strong regardless. Alright, he powers up Kaioken even more, and this makes the battle a bit more even. Thankfully, Salad can use Kaioken without too much issue. Infinite energy and regeneration helps him, but there is one drawback to this. Kaioken still does destroy his body, and even though he's regenerating and not losing energy, there's still the fact that his body is constantly being destroyed. At a certain point, Kaioken dramatically buffs his offense, but it has an inverse relationship with his defense. Of course, he is recovering continuously, but since his body is in a constant state of recovery, his defenses aren't that great. But it's a worthy trade-off. He thinks his speed and offense will be enough to fight Goku here. The two begin clashing, and no one can see what's happening besides their friends. The announcer tries to decipher what's going on. Everyone just feels shockwaves, and they're all pretty hyped up too even though they can't see what's happening. There's just big flashes of light in the sky followed by gusts of wind. The two are amazed by this power, and Goku still needs to get the hang of it. Salad maxes out Kaioken. He tells Goku they should finish this now, and truly test how far this power goes. Goku powers up too, and the two launch towards each other. But as Goku launches towards him, he also launches a Kamehameha, and not just a normal one, it's a scatter Kamehameha. Multiple beams of energy surround Goku as he flies towards Salad. Salad puts up a barrier to try to defend against them, and Goku punches right through it, and then all of his attacks hit Salad. Salad's able to punch him, and Goku definitely feels it. His offensive abilities are insane right now, but he knows he can exploit that low defense. More blasts hit Salad as Goku jumps up in the air. He then rockets down at amazing speeds. He has a fist out in front of him, and he hits Salad directly, then bouncing off him and landing back in the ring. Salad's thrown right into the ground. He gets up, ready to continue the fight, and then looks where he is. He's outside of the ring. Goku actually beat him. Honestly, Goku wasn't even really intending to do that. But either way, Salad feels that Goku would have won if this fight actually did go on. This is incredible, and they're glad that they discovered this power together. It was a fun fight for the both of them, and it was a great end to the tournament. And luckily, without Boo, disaster was avoided. But is Earth completely safe still, or is there another threat coming along the way? Well, soon enough there might be one. Now with the boost
chapter was pretty
over, or
that chapter was short.
Tournament, I guess.
That chapter was
we go
short.
into the time skip right before Battle of Gods.
I wanted to watch one
Goku
chapter.
would continue trying to work with this power. It doesn't seem too stable right now, but if he keeps practicing with it, he can use it probably as efficiently as his other forms. And obviously it's not just going to be him trying to use this. Gohan and Vegeta kind of want it for themselves. Mainly Vegeta, but also kind of Gohan. He is doing way more training than he would normally here, and seeing this form does get him interested. Vegeta would 100% be pursuing it right away, and not too long after, he probably would be able to unlock it. Once Goku gets a better understanding of it, he could actually give Vegeta some pointers. And over this time skip, Vegeta unlocks it and then eventually Gohan does too. And thankfully there's not too many opportunities for them to use it. There's no threats at the moment, but eventually someone does arrive on Earth, that being Beerus. And Salad sees a lot of potential here. He doesn't know if Beerus is a threat or not, but his drones are giving him a really odd reading. He usually has them around regardless, just in case there's a fight going on. And when they try to collect data on Beerus, there's nothing that comes up. His ki is untraceable, as well as Whis, that guy with him. From what Vegeta says, he's a god of destruction, and that only gives everyone more ideas. Vegeta's obviously terrified, but Salad sees potential in trying to gain power, and Goku sees a potential fight. And luckily for Goku, that's actually what Beerus is here for, although they do need to find a Super Saiyan God first. But hey, in the meantime, he can at least test out everyone's powers to see if they're even worthy at all. Apparently that purple android guy is part Saiyan, also part Frieza and some other stuff too, so it could be interesting trying to fight him. Salad faces Beerus first. And Beerus noticed that he can grow exceptionally fast during battle. It seems that he's able to analyze all of Beerus' movements, gathering the data that he needs, and Salad explains this too. But beyond that, his raw skill and power is actually enough to give Beerus a nice fight, at least while suppressed. Beerus is only giving off a small fraction of his power right now, so he doesn't really expect too much out of these fights anyways. But the fact that they can even keep up with that fraction is good for him. The Super Saiyan 4s try and fight him too, and just like with the fight against Salad, they do offer nice fights, but they're not really too great in terms of excitement. Yeah, it's cool to see people this strong that are mortals, but they're nowhere near his level, even when he's suppressed. Salad ends up asking Beerus why he can't sense him or analyze him either. They knew they couldn't sense his ki, but Salad's drones can't even pick up on what he's using. Beerus says no mere mortal or mortal technology will be able to sense this, but he has God Ki, something that they could probably access if the Super Saiyan God is real. All they need to do now is find out how to do the ritual. And Salad's playing kind of a dangerous game here. He wants his drones to analyze Beerus more and more to give him more data. Maybe he can get some of Beerus' DNA, using it within him. It will be tough, and if Beerus or Whis notices the drones, for all he knows, he'll just be destroyed on the spot. But luckily, there is plenty of DNA left behind. I mean, Beerus is eating a bunch of food there. From the leftover plates or whatever, Salad's drones can gather it. He doesn't tell anyone about this, though. He wants to utilize this and maybe see if he can get this power somehow. Maybe he can get God Ki by doing this. And imagine him having the powers of a god of destruction, if there even is anything that goes along with it. He still doesn't really know what it entails. He tries to get Whis' DNA too, but that doesn't actually work out. Something's really weird about that guy. Eventually the Super Saiyan God ritual is done, and Salad's actually part of it. Videl never actually reveals that she's pregnant, because there's no need. They decide to have Salad try and join in.
Oh yeah,
and
true.
Since he is part Saiyan, it actually does work. The ritual is done on Goku, who becomes the Super Saiyan God. There's not too much interesting to cover about that fight, and more so the important stuff in this arc is everything outside of that. Watching this battle, Salad and Piccolo get pretty interested in this. God Ki. They wonder if they can maybe access it somehow. Well, at least for Salad, maybe he can access the powers of a Super Saiyan God at least. He does have the ability to use Saiyan powers. But as for Piccolo, they're not really too sure. Could a Namekian harness this power too? And since Salad isn't just a Saiyan and he's all these other things too, what'll it be like for him to use God Ki? What'll his God form be like if there is any that he can access? Supposedly he's already perfect, but Gero never accounted for this. Maybe this isn't his true perfection. Maybe there's stuff beyond this that he could do. Maybe not a completely new form like his semi-perfect form or his perfect form, but he can incorporate the power into this form at least. And with Beerus' DNA, he's able to analyze it and actually access trace amounts of God Ki once it's implemented within him. But it actually doesn't do too much else. I could come up with a reason by saying he's not an actual god of destruction so we can't use those powers right away, but really I just don't want to make him too overpowered. Realistically, in this setting, I feel like he probably would try and collect all the DNA from Beerus that he could and Whis, but it wouldn't really be an interesting story if he just got Beerus' DNA and Whis' DNA and instantly got Ultra Instinct and all high powers and whatever. It would really ruin the stakes for the rest of the story. It does have some benefit, but it's not going to make him that strong. Although if he does actually work towards these powers with Beerus, it actually might help him access new powers easier than if he started from scratch. Not only do Goku and Vegeta go to train with Beerus and Whis, but Salad and Piccolo do as well. And they do go back to Earth from time to time too. They're not just on Beerus' planet 24/7. And it's actually good that Earth isn't left unattended. Of course, right now, without them there, Gohan would be the strongest person there, which is still pretty good, but It's nice to have other people just in case. Who knows, what if there's some really strong threat that Gohan can't handle alone? Plus, they do like training with him and everyone else there, so they can't just stay on Beerus' planet the entire time. And this actually turned out to be a really good idea, because now we're going to be entering a very different resurrection. Usually like Battle of Gods, I breeze through this very quickly, but there are going to be some changes here that change how the arc plays out, and it'll be completely different than how it was before. Frieza is eventually revived, and this time he knows not to mess around. Remember back to how easily he was defeated on Namek. Not only does he want to kill those Saiyans on Earth, but there's those other people too. That one Namekian that faced him and that purple guy. He didn't know what species that guy was. But as for that Namekian and those monkeys, they need to die. And he's being a lot more cautious here. Sure, he hates the idea of training, and he could just do a couple months of it and get it over with. But instead, he's going to be more cautious. He's going to train a little bit longer. And the most interesting part is he actually has a new partner this time. It's not just Frieza. They have King Cole join them too. It obviously wasn't too hard to get him. And the two are confident. They could probably unlock a new power. Something strong enough to not only defeat those Earthlings and Saiyans, but whatever that other guy was too. And that Namekian that Frieza fought. Training begins, and a couple months pass. Not only do they take a little bit longer, but the fact that King Cold is there training with Frieza actually helps the growth. After these few months pass, let's go over to Earth. Salad and Piccolo are back on Earth training. They're out in the middle of nowhere. They do need a lot of space after all. The two start by sparring. Glad to see how both of them have grown. They actually do have a bit of God Ki within them now. As for Piccolo, he hasn't figured out how to actually use it in terms of a form or whatever, if there even is a form that he can use. And for Salad, it's a little bit weird. He's been trying to tap into the power of a Super Saiyan God, but it's odd trying to make it work. Maybe it's because he's not really a Saiyan. Of course he does have Saiyan DNA, but his physiology, his body, it's not actually that of a Saiyan. And he has so much other stuff within him too. So in reality, he doesn't really know what he's aiming for. It's a lot of trial and error for the both of them right now. The two of them finish sparring, and they get ready to leave this area just to go and relax somewhere. But something catches them both off guard. There's a giant surge of power nearby, and the two of them turn around, but it's already too late. Salad instinctively knocks Piccolo out of the way, and then he's hit head-on by a powerful attack. A massive blast cuts through the area. Piccolo only narrowly avoids it, but he sees Salad standing there with a good chunk of his body now missing. He took some serious damage, and Salad falls to the ground. Piccolo looks around and then sees, over the horizon, Frieza and King Cold fly towards them.
Oh, shit.
He has no idea what's going on. Frieza's back? As Frieza suspected. The android and the Namekian did grow stronger. Had they been the same strength as before, that attack would have been enough to obliterate both of them without any effort. But they were quick enough to react, and it seems he didn't fully do the job with that android. He wonders if the monkeys got just as strong as them too. But whatever, he can't find them anywhere. He doesn't know where they're hiding, but maybe killing these two will coax them to come out of hiding. They land right in front of Piccolo and Salad. Cold allows Frieza to do the honors. Frieza stands over Salad, putting a hand out and charging a blast. It seems he's already half dead anyways. But little does Frieza know, Salad's just been feigning this weakness. Now with Frieza right in front of him, he quickly regenerates an arm, striking Frieza right in the chest. And with his other arm, he grabs Frieza's hand and begins crushing it. Frieza then launches a point-blank blast to get away from him. Regeneration. Interesting. Salad warns them. The two haven't just gotten stronger in terms of physical strength. They both have been working on brand new techniques, and as for Salad, he's been upgraded in many other ways. They could obviously tell by his form. Frieza can see that he looks very different than how he did on Namek. But they don't care too much. That attack was almost enough to destroy part of Salad. Even if he can't regenerate, they'll just overcome it. But they are going to need to make this quick, so they'll just slaughter everyone, and it's better to do it this way. They start transforming. Their power surge is even higher than it was before. It's insane. And Frieza's is ahead of King Cold by a significant margin. The two are surrounded by a brilliant golden aura, and they undergo a metamorphosis into their golden forms. This might be an issue. Salad and Piccolo power up, getting ready to fight. Salad even goes into Kaioken. Judging by the power that they're giving off, he's not too sure how this is gonna go. Frieza and Cold immediately have the upper hand. Salad and Piccolo take a lot of damage from this. And Frieza and Cold are pretty pleased. Yeah, this isn't going as fast as they wanted, but hey, at least they can make these two suffer. And maybe all this energy that they're giving off will draw out those Saiyans. Piccolo and Salad are on the defensive. Their attacks aren't doing too much right now. Maybe if they're just fighting Frieza or Cold individually, the two of them would be enough. But with both of them together, it's too much to handle. They just need to hold out for a bit. Someone will sense this. Either Goku and Vegeta will get here, or even Gohan could show up. And Piccolo says that won't matter. At the rate they're going, they're gonna die like this. But Salad says it's not true. He and Piccolo are able to get some distance mid-battle, and Salad quickly tells him what's going on. His drones are analyzing those two, and it seems that their stamina is rapidly depleted. Even though their power is insane, they notice that during battle, they're slowly getting weaker and weaker, and the data shows that they're getting more and more tired out as well. And Salad wonders, maybe he can use this power for himself, circumventing whatever issues Frieza and Cold are encountering right now. But obviously the most important thing here is that they're running out of stamina. Maybe they can prolong this battle. They jump back into the fight. Frieza and Cold are actually enjoying themselves. Salad tries to take the brunt of the attacks, and even though he can regenerate, it's not like he's not taking damage. This is still very risky. He's trying to defend Piccolo as much as possible. But if Frieza and Cold land an attack powerful enough to destroy him, they could completely kill Salad. Then, a massive geyser of ki ascends from below. It hits both Frieza and Cold directly, and everyone looks down. Gohan standing there in Super Saiyan 4, with both of his arms up. Unlike the other Saiyans, he doesn't have God Ki because he hasn't been training with Beerus and Whis. He did have to stay here after all. But with Super Saiyan 4 and his hybrid potential, he's actually gotten a lot stronger still. And the funny thing is too, just in Super Saiyan 4, Gohan actually surpasses Goku and Vegeta right now. Although if they go into Super Saiyan God, they're way above him. But still, this makes him a very important asset right here.
Right.
Frieza and Cold even mock him. He's actually turned into a monkey. That's hilarious.
Boy.
But they stop laughing as soon as the three of them team up. With Gohan here, that actually helps turn the tide of the battle. It's a lot more even than before, and with King Cold and Frieza losing more and more stamina as it goes on, that does cause a lot of issues for them. Piccolo then confronts the two of them. He knows their weakness. They didn't even need the drones. At this point, it's pretty obvious to tell. They're losing more and more stamina as they fight with this form. It doesn't matter how strong they are. Eventually, the three of them will get ahead. I mean, look at Salad too. He has infinite energy. He can keep this going on forever. They can't. Frieza and Cole are pissed off. They saw right through this. But that is to be expected. Although, there is one way to end this really quickly. Of course, it's very unceremonious. But it would be a lot more efficient than what they're doing here. If they can't slaughter them this way, they'll have to do it another way now. The two then jump back from the battle, ascending up into the sky, and they each stick a hand out in front of them. The powerful ball of ki begins charging in between both of them. The ground below is beginning to burn up, even the parts that don't have any foliage. The attack grows larger and larger. Everyone feels powerful gusts of wind, and an overwhelming heat. The double golden death ball is charged, and they launch it right towards the planet. If this hits Earth, it'll immediately blow up. The three try their best to defend against it, while King Cold and Frieza put more and more power into it. This is bad. It's a struggle between those three and Frieza and Cold, and those three are losing right now. The attack gets closer and closer to the planet. They put more energy into their beams, but it's doing nothing. Their arms are about to give out, and as for Piccolo and Gohan, they're about to run out of energy. But Salad gets an idea. As they strain to push this attack back, Salad then stretches out his tail, to extreme lengths too. It goes underneath the beam struggle, and it's hard to aim, but eventually he does hit something. He stabs King Cold right in the back. And as quickly as he can, he tries to drain energy. As he does so, the attack from Frieza and Cold gets less and less powerful, as their beam gets stronger
and stronger. That was smooth right there.
With King Cold's power on their side now, they're starting to win this. King Cold tries to get the tail out of his back, and Salad uses this distraction. He splits all the energy up between the three of them, lending some to Gohan and Piccolo. The beams immediately get overloaded, completely eviscerating the blast from Frieza and Cold, and killing King Cold with his own energy. Frieza's able to barely avoid this, but as he jumps out of the way, he's met then by Gohan and Piccolo. Piccolo's behind him and Gohan's in front of him. Not knowing what to do, he charges to Gohan instinctively. Gohan places 2 fingers on his forehead and begins charging an attack. Just as Frieza's about to hit him, Gohan sidesteps out of the way, and a beam of light bursts through Frieza. Gohan flies over to Piccolo and launches his own Makanko Sapo. The two of them swirl together, finishing off Frieza for good. As Frieza falls to the ground, the two of them launch a Masenko together, erasing whatever's left of him just to make sure the job is done. That was a really close call. They had no warning of these.
Fuck up little Frieza.
Especially King Cold as well. Gohan and Piccolo are pretty injured, and as for Salad, he seems okay. But this battle made him actually realize something. Sure, he could regenerate, and he has infinite energy, but he's seen something weird. He has a limit to how much power he can hold. He tells Gohan and Piccolo, the reason he gave King Cold's power to both of them is because he almost overloaded himself. Temporarily, he had a huge increase in power, but had he kept absorbing more energy, it would have been too much. And this worries him. If he does access a godly power like Goku or Vegeta, could his body handle it? I mean, he is partially mechanical after all. He is a bio-android, so he's different from other androids. But still, his body might not be built to handle that type of power. Unlike an organic Saiyan body, he's now concerned. Maybe this is the reason he couldn't access it. He just can't contain the power. Has he reached the limit to how strong he could get? And if so, is there a way to even overcome it? The three of them all stand there, out of breath. It's good that they took victory, but this battle also showcased the limits of their power. Gohan might need to take his training more seriously. He could grow a lot stronger if he spends more time training, even without God Ki. As for Piccolo, he needs to figure out a way to enhance his power even more. And as for Salad, he did collect a lot of good data, but now he has a new issue. He thinks he might actually have a limit to how strong he can get. They need to return to Beerus' planet right away. They invite Gohan, but he's gonna stay here. God Ki's nice, and maybe he could pick up on it some other time, especially with how many God Ki users he associates with, but for now, it seems Earth training will be enough for him. Super Saiyan 4 is pretty good, and while Goku and Vegeta try and access brand new power, Gohan will stick with this.
Okay.
And even though they narrowly avoided this threat, it is definitely not the last. Once again, their next threat will be someone they faced before. One of their allies will be turned against them.
Alright, that was really, really good by Salad Saiyan, man. Damn. Shout out to Salad Saiyan. Story's getting really, really good. I'm getting very interested in this story, man. It's getting very, very good. If I'm not talking much during the video, I mean, I'm really into it. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. And let's see what Salad Saiyan get a new form. I want to see how strong Goku and Vegeta get. You got Piccolo, he's involved. Gohan's involved, you know what I'm saying? So I really like it. So if you like my reaction, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.